LaTarisha O'Brien was born on October 24th in the year 1989. He grew up in Inglewood, California, in the area surrounding Rogers Park. Rapping has always been his passion since a young age. At the age of 11, he was introduced to Exhibit, who acted as his mentor. Exhibit showed him the ropes and brought him into the music industry. Through Exhibit, Half Bounce linked with the group Strong Arm Steady. There he got tight with Mitchie Slick and would eventually join his Wrong Kind record label. In the early 2000s.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? We're Trap News Networx. Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cook, cracking the same here at 10. And Trap News Network. It's like good news cues. Good knowledge, though. You're not finna get nobody's college, though. Big dog tapping on the tap in to make sure, in fact, tapped in with that good tap in, like, comment, subscribe, everything we got going on here at 10 and Trap News Network. We finna jump into this content, man. Notification bell here. All tap in with the tap in, man. Inglewood, Nayborhood, Piru, allegedly unalived by his own brother, man. That's crazy from Black Peace Songs. Let's get into this content. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go.
Half Bounce would join the Nayborhood Pirus, a Black American gang located in Inglewood, California. He went by the hood name Half Pint and was allegedly super active during his time gangbanging. He was in and out of juvie and wound up in youth authority for a loaded stolen firearm. He continued to have run-ins with the law and would end up down for a murder charge, which he ultimately beat. In the 2000s, Inglewood was still one of the more dangerous pockets of Los Angeles County and carried the leftover heat from the gang wars of the 90s. Half Bounce was frontline and gained battle scars during his time in the field. On one occasion, a rival gang member stabbed him 12 times near the intersection of Victor Avenue and Venice Way.
That is somebody who definitely had a will to live, especially hanging out over there. It seems like he might have been caught probably by one of the Inglewood threats, it sounds like.
The enemy left him for dead on the corner trembling. Half Bounce managed to survive. At the hospital, the police came and tried to ask him some questions regarding the attack. Not willing to cooperate, Half Bounce discharged himself the same day. In a different incident, Half Bounce was riding his bike dressed in all red attire when a rival gang member spotted him and ran him over with his car. The rival then put his car in reverse and ran him over again near...
Goodness gracious. What are you doing to make people want to run you over with a car?
...killing him. He was in a coma for 18 days. When he woke up, he had to stay in a rehab center for 18 months. He lost a lot of memory. It was like he was a newborn baby. The only person he could remember was his mother. And his mother was going through a double during this period. Her mother died the same day Half Bounce got ran over by a car. In the rehabilitation center, they worked on regaining his memory and ability to walk again. But after 18 months, he was still wheelchair bound. He grew impatient and ended up cutting off his cast. From then on, he would walk with a permanent limp. Half Bounce began rapping seriously in the 2010s, carving out a spot for himself in the Inglewood rap scene. He dropped projects such as Preliminary Hearing, with standout tracks like Roll Call. He later began promoting...
It sounds like this man was living entirely different, man. God bless the family and everybody involved in this situation, because even though it's his brother that was his, downfall and his demise, it just sounded like he had this kind of cloud over him. He was gonna meet his maker one way or another.
A trilogy series titled The Trial, The Verdict, and The Sentence, aiming to narrate his life through the metaphor of a courtroom. In 2017, he dropped Nayborhood Politics, which many consider his most polished work to date, featuring artists like Mitchie Slick and Compton Menace. Behind the music, Half Bounce was a father and a husband. As his music gained attraction, he was also working a full-time job at UPS to support his family. Friends and family said that he was determined to do right and move away from the chaos of his earlier years. He enrolled at UEI College to study heating and air conditioning, planning to build a stable career while pursuing his passion to rap. By this stage, he was married and had 3 children. His wife was also pregnant with their 4th child when tragedy struck. On October 22nd, 2022, at around 11:14 p.m., Half Bounce and a friend left his apartment in Koreatown. They drove off in his '07 Benz. Half Bounce's vehicle had been parked on the street facing northbound on New Hampshire Avenue north of his apartment complex. At approximately 11:22 p.m., a dark SUV...
I always wonder how they know exactly what time things happen. Like, are they getting police reports? Like, where are they getting this information from at approximately 11:26 38 seconds? Like, how did you know exactly what time it was?
Parks on the street directly behind the space where Half Bounce's Benz had been parked. At approximately 11:35 p.m., Half Bounce and his friend returned to the area and parked the Benz in the same spot they had left from, unaware of the black SUV behind them. When Half Bounce and his friend exit the Benz and begin walking casually southbound towards his apartment, the suspect's vehicle conducts a U-turn and begins to follow the pair. The suspect's vehicle then drives past Half Bounce and his friend, parks just south of 725 New Hampshire Avenue. The driver shuts the lights off, seemingly to avoid detection. The passenger of the suspect's vehicle exits the car and appears to hide behind a vehicle parked on the street. When Half Bounce and his friend reach 725 New Hampshire Avenue, The muzzle flash from a gun can be observed on the surveillance footage from the street near the area where the passenger suspect had been hiding. After being struck by gunfire, Half Ounce turns and runs towards the planter at the front of the building. Half Ounce's friend flees the area northbound on foot. A few moments later, a suspect wearing a ski mask and armed with a handgun emerges from the street and follows Half Ounce to the planter where he had been hiding. The suspect lifts up his mask to show Half Ounce's face, stands over him, and fires multiple rounds around close range before fleeing back to the vehicle. Half Ounce would succumb from his injuries.
So I'm saying, like, how do you know that the dude showed his face? Like, so many details if you weren't there. How do you know? How do you know?
He was 32 years old. Just moments before he was ambushed, Half Ounce had been on a FaceTime call with his pregnant wife. She became alarmed when she heard what she believed to be gunshots over the phone. She immediately dialed 911 and rushed to his apartment. The two did not live together at that time. When detectives spoke with his wife, she advised them that she believes Half Ounce was potentially murdered by his play brother Anthony King, also known as Tony Montana V, from Black Pea Stone Jungles. Sometime during the summer of 2022, Half Ounce had called Anthony and asked for a ride because Half Ounce was having some car trouble. Anthony drove Half Ounce to the Lled shopping center where he met with an acquaintance and loaned her a few $100s. She observed at that time that Half Ounce had been wearing expensive jewelry and was carrying about $60,000 in cash. After leaving the Lled Center, Anthony told Half Ounce he wanted to stop by the hood and drove Half Ounce to a secluded alley in the jungles. A few moments later, an unidentified suspect carrying 2 handguns ran up to Half Ounce's window and demands his property. Half Ounce provided the suspect with the currency, and the suspect began to walk away.
Damn, you set your homie to get robbed? That's sick. Sick.
Half Ounce's suspicion that Anthony
Well, duh, at that point, you know he set you up to get you shit.
was involved in the robbery heightened when Anthony urged Half Ounce to give the suspect his jewelry after the suspect began to walk away, stating the jewelry was not worth his life. Following the robbery, Half Ounce and Anthony became engaged in an escalating feud on Instagram. When Half Ounce had began telling people that Anthony had set him up to be robbed, Anthony responded by characterizing him as a snitch. Half Ounce responded by circulating a photo mock-up of Anthony with a private part in his mouth. In response, Anthony sent Half Ounce a picture of Half Ounce's mother's apartment. In a series of text messages, Half Ounce seemed to later forgive Anthony for the robbery. Anthony responds to Half Ounce by telling him to never make a move on the chessboard unless you can counter it with 5 more moves. The game revolves around outthinking your opponents. Stop playing baby
Yeah, they playing real cryptic games with one another.
boy and go run and hide it.
For sure playing real cryptic games with one another.
Make you come out that little hole you've been hiding in. When Half Ounce asked Anthony why was he sending him pictures of his mother's apartment, Anthony responded with, "Never tell someone you're going to kill them, and take your word back." A criminal background check revealed Anthony was on parole for robbery and has prior arrests for resisting an officer, assault with a deadly weapon, and narcotic sales. In late December of 2022, Anthony King and Dennis Rissner were arrested at 2 separate locations in Long Beach. Both were charged with Half Ounce's murder and the attempted murder of his friend, while Anthony faces an additional weapons charge. Half Ounce had seemed to turn his life around and was distancing himself from the negativity
Damn, bro, it'd be the people closest to you. I hate to see it go down like that.
when he was tragically gunned down. His legacy in Inglewood is stamped, and his memory is still being honored. I'd like to thank you guys for watching.
Man, shout out to Hood War Stories. We got to the next one, man. Red dot to the left. Y'all know the rest. Free Avenue until he's free. We go.
How many shots to the center of a freak, nigga? 3 in his ass, lick his stomach, smell his pink, nigga. They throwing shots, time to see if them pussy niggas could take it. The nigga whack is a snitch and the jolly niggas are raiders. See, Lush was on to something, tried to act like it was nothing. Said you ain't know that freaky ass taker you was frontin'. Munchie ain't fucking with you and Spider-Loc ain't gon' save you. If you want it, you gon' take it. Stop the freaky ass behaviors. Let's get straight to the point, see we ain't gotta wait for later. Nigga with your last name kidnapped that girl before he raped her. Said the moms of gang members don't deserve no piece of prayers. When general butt naked, the kid touch her is your savior. You ain't gotta stall me out, cause I ain't asking for no favors. Get it cracking right now, we ain't gotta wait for later. Walked into your own building, heard my voice and then you ducked away. Was humble like a bitch, cause you a hoe, stay in your fucking place. That nigga whack and slut and pathetic, Flacco's a fucking lame. Whack ain't come outside because he hiding from his fucking gang. Talking like you tough when niggas spitting in your fucking face. T-Row didn't quit, we wouldn't even know your fucking name. Whack in front of Adam, but Adam is how he do you. See, Flacco lied on me and then Whack told me to sue you. Treated Whack like a bitch, you should've seen it, it was beautiful. Now every single week that nigga jolly on my pupil. Is it Fred or is it Frederick? Is it Dave or is it David? All thighs on me. Flock a belly, now you famous. Type of creep nigga is you. How are you and Dave related? Nigga, no means no. You should've told him not to take it. I'm really in the field, you niggas stuck inside the matrix. From BET to the Knicks, down in Compton where your face is. That nigga Real Jolly got some freaky ass cases. Tryna fake fight Lush cause Adam wanted you to face. You wanna be like academics, making videos like point and shoot. You and Dave the same ass lame, we know the fucking truth. Brick ain't say this shit is a play, cause he don't fuck with you. He not gon' get involved when them real shooters come for you. If you grew up in the land, them thirsties, they would've humbled you. Grew up with them lions, I promise they would've hunted you. I get disrespectful, the next time I'ma punish you. You dirty fat bitch, I swear to God I see the bum in you. Niggas say they shooters till it's time to bring them guns out. Loose can't read and Whack lost his wife to Clubhouse. Treat Whack like a bitch, mark him out before he snitch again. Flacco, when I see you, I'ma show you the type of bitch you is. Niggas say they see me, they pullin' blick out. I promise that this Glock can make you sit down. Drum with a cooler, one for you, one for your brother. Wrap the string around the mop, sound like your dumbass when you stutter. Swear to God, nigga.
Hear me out though, right? Wait, bro, wait. Again, wait though. Just right though, right? Wait though, right? I do want to